Hello and welcome to the last video for the cel-shaded Coalmine environment. We can go ahead and begin walking around, get a general feel for the place, how the shading's working. The outside might not be as good of a perspective on that as the inside will eventually be. Fun thing to note right now is that our feet sink into the snow, and you can also see how the lighting is affecting the snow as well as everything else in the surrounding outside. The way this is being done right now is through this sort of rotating blizzard. It is made in three parts, a middle, an inner, and an outer. The middle part is the only part that is two-sided, so that's how the lighting is being created. It has some nice gaps still in it, so we're still getting plenty of light going through. The other parts, including the middle, are all just moving at a different speed of 5, giving it to a full range of 10 between all the different speed differences. You kind of look at the mountain now, see there's been some holes cut through it. Kind of look at the sky. See how beautiful that is. The sky map itself was created using AI as well as putting it through Photoshop, and was my first time using the 3D applications of Photoshop within Photoshop, mainly to make a lot of correction, to make a lot of blending, so it just actually functioned and worked as a sky map, as the AI does not create sky maps, it just creates starry environments. You can also see the clouds have been messed with, so they are nice black as they float through the scene. Unfortunately, I am still pretty sick right now, but the job must be done. We were just simply walking back here just to show that, hello, Markman, I have made another heart on this mountain. There you go. Kind of make our way back around. By talking a higher pitched voice, I can actually talk for a lot longer without coughing, but that is not very effective when trying to make a semi-serious video. The deeper I go, the more it produces the coughing. My self-diagnosis has been tonsillitis, but we'll see if that recovers in about the 3 to 5 days that it is stated to. But for now, we can look at this nice dark dirt. This dark dirt texture is honestly one of the longest textures it took to make outside of Unreal. Mainly because for each one of these pebbles that I drew in on Photoshop, I, when brought into Painter, copy and pasted the pebble brush tool a bunch of times so it covered each individual pebble. More technically, they're right under them in the layers, but that led still to this really nice effect. And you can also see how the blending is working right now with the powers of Unreal and how its landscape environment tool works. Walk around up here. Once again, our feet are now sinking in the snow again. And you can see there's a much larger chunk taken out of the mountain over there. I like how my eyes were perfectly trying to avoid what was underneath as we walked by, but it was pretty obvious there's a lot of stuff underneath. But we'll get there in a second. More on, we have these kind of sort of battery looking pillars. You can see that they're now glowing. As you can see, even when the light is blocked out, they are still casting light themselves. Mostly noted by how the character shadow works around them. This one, now through the outline post-processor, is working a lot better. I will hopefully be able to link both the post-processor video I followed for the outline as well as for the cel shading. There's another cel shading video, well, not cel shading, but sort of. Another shader video I found that's supposed to be more Breath of the Wild, more of a softer shade, but I prefer this much stronger sort of Toon Link-esque shade that I have going on to it. But now we can finally head into the mountain. Gets a lot stronger as we come through. So we get to these pipes, which allow this beautiful lighting. And honestly, that's what helps show off the no map so much in this scene. You can see the sort of carbon fiber no map going on for the pipes. A lot of what textures exist in this world are mostly base colors with really defined normal maps. And that was sort of the process we went for. I also see that through OBS this looks like a much more saturated screen, though I think that's just because of how my monitor is set up to record the screen right now. Or it's more set to like a reading mode that I think might be just more saturated, more maybe it has less blue light going for it because that's what it appears to be more orange. But we can kind of make our way. We can try to jump over there, but it is just not possible. At least I have not been able to gimmick a way out of it. There might be a way to like walk on the wire and then get over there, but you can also see this nice little filler piece of geometry that exists. We can also see down the pipes, and you can see those things are a bit off-center from one another, creating a bit more interest, and they both kind of give this similar three-piece situation that will happen over here. But if we turn back around, you can see this rubble ramp we came down. I intentionally had these pipes going into it because they are caught in the rubble, whereas the other ones wouldn't really be caught as much. We go out here. We can look right. We can look left. Ooh, that is really interesting on the left. So we will deal with that room in a bit. We'll head down to this hallway, which has a variety of rooms. Jigsaw's room. Let's check it out. First off, we have this little thing over here. We have these sort of wrenches, these wires. I made a bunch of jokes last time of what I'm expecting the people in class to refer to these as: gummy worms, licorice, those sort of Laffy Taffy worm things, sour worms. But yeah, we also have the bed, but every single room is going to have a bed like that. But this is the slab baker. Basically, the way it would work is you would shove all of your beautiful, beautiful limestone in there. It would go through kind of a fiery furnace, and then it would come out this way to make these beautiful limestone. And then, of course, each room is also going to have a light being emitted within it from these sort of battery-like pillars. Nice little wire that got caught underneath. Come out of here. Check out Banshee's room. Ooh, ooh. Got this ooh, family photo, and then this weird teeth thing. We just leave that right there. You can get a nice look at it. Nice look how the normal maps are meant to look at it. Honestly, it's technically meant to be a smaller object that would go in someone's mouth, but to show off all the details, I've sort of turned it into this bear trap, whereas usually this person just has the ability to scream really loud, and that's where all these cracks come from. There's also just more of these bear traps, more beds, more batteries. Turn over here, this is a door blocker, which they would functionally just roll in front of here so people don't have to deal with their voice emitting so loud. Because not that they scream loud, it's just that their voice is naturally so loud that they need a muffler to be able to speak without really harming other people. Head down over here, check out Skullbreaker's room. Nice little cauldron, you would want to jump in that, but you can't, ha. But we can still check out the cauldron a little bit. Nice little no map once again. That's kind of the whole goal with how the textures work in this world. Boom. Nice little family photo. Nice little family photo drawn by the kid. The mom's room. Dad's room we'll get to in a bit. That dad's name is Rybreaker. We have all these rings over here. Nice little kind of mossy box. We have this kill the cook apron and these two pans on the wall. Might have been better for me to show the opposite sides of them, but they are there and they are looking wundervoll, wunderbar, wonderful. I kind of combined the two there, really weirdly enough. This is kind of like the 10th recording of this video, in all honesty, with how many technical issues we've had. But Shadowbreaker's room, Shadow Master's room. And once again, we're reaching the point of my water break here in a second. But has these sort of stands where you would put your sword holder. Well, they're sword holders, so you put your swords on them. So that's what they're intended for. Once again, these little hinges on the wall. And this little note of paper, which we can kind of come through over here, see and read all of that. But we also made it simpler than that. So you could also just kind of come over here. And I find this is sort of the best angle to be able to read it at. So I'm going to take a drink of water here in a second. And if you want to read that, you can. It's just Shadow Master's resignation letter. Alrighty, now would be the time to pause the video if you're still reading, as it is time to go back and check it out to see. Whew. Alrighty. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. This is Rybreaker's room. Also, since I kind of almost stand over it, you can start noticing these blood decals, but if you're really just walking right past them, you would miss them. But blood decals are around. But Shadowbreaker's room. Alright, I was almost killing the textures again in here, which is what was happening before, which maybe scrap like a 12-minute recording. But look at all these beautiful no maps on these books. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ah. But yeah. Highly inspired by Alexander Anderson's room from Helsing. I'm not sure if it's shown in the anime or not, but it's really shown in the manga. And it is like what I would refer to as a very sociopathic room. I like how the camera likes to cut through other things, but it won't cut through the floor for some reason. I guess it just won't cut from a surface that's lower than you. We have this broken mirror over here. Interesting. Maybe it isn't what I thought it was. Maybe it's just the shadows being even more overly exaggerated than I thought. Anywho, broken mirror, hard to get through because once again, I didn't mention it in this recording, but with the cell shading post processor, you're not really able to use metallic. You're able to use some roughness, but if you start putting metallic in, they just sort of get blacked out, which is why the character is blacked out right now. Heading over here now, following the bloodstains. This is Vulture's room. We first have this acid pool. We have this little workbench over here that every room has had with some bloodstains kind of pouring down onto it. We have this bone throne. Bone throne. Bone throne. Oh, it's not letting me just. There we go. Bone throne. But yeah, you can actually stand on the bone throne. It's a pretty big bone throne. Pretty big high chair. And even then it was shrunk a little bit when it was brought into the scene. And then we have these little shelves over here with some extra figures, extra voodoo dolls. Let me see if I can get a good look on him. Not really. Not really. Also, these are all the blocks for the bed. They've just been moved over to the wall instead. But yeah, this is sort of one of the centerpieces of the world, though it's a bit not a satisfactory compared to what else we'll deal with. You also get a nice little bit of glow coming out of this acid pool. Also, there is a lot more blood decals going on, a lot more blood pouring on the floor, that sort of thing going on in here. But now we can head over to the other hallway section. Doing all that stuff. See the hallway over there. But we're not going that way. Boom! We're heading over to this giant freaking chasm. Look at that. Oh boy. It's a big room. Honestly, it's really freaking big. Kind of see down these holes. See what's below us. Some ice maybe? Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Try not to fall in the hole. I will scrap the recording. Boom, boom. Coal textures. Then boom. Come over here. Jump in the hole. Wah! Failed to get up that. But we do have this wonderful ice decal around here. We first kind of just look around the room. You see the holes above us. You see that over there. We'll figure out what that wall is in a second, see if it's of any use to us. But boom, we have these stairs. For a nice way to look around at the textures. Get on top. Once again, this is a coal ring, so it has ice and it has coal. Uh, Within the world that this is based off of, which is one of my own creation, the ice it's made out of is meant to be indestructible, so that's why they're able to light it a fire with no issues. There is some issues I have with the fire though, because they are on a rotating plane, it's hard to really fill out the space. But yeah, overall this is a really nice area. This is functionally the centerpiece of the world. You might be running into the issue though where like nothing's too complex enough to really be a centerpiece, and the most complex thing in the scene is just that random bone throne. But yeah, this is overall the environment. And if made into a game, it's fairly simple to get out of here, honestly. You just kind of stand by here for 3 seconds, and then boom, you're teleported back up top, and you can head right back outside. Once again, dealing with this wonderful scene. Boom. Alright, Shift F11, F11. Get us back to our normal state. That is the entirety of just everything for the scene. I will be making an additional video though, going through everything else in the environment. That is likely to be a longer video, maybe even an hour or two long. So we'll see how well that goes. Hopefully you are there, and if you are there, not only will the links for the important things be in this video, but I will also include them in that video, and if I remember, I will try to put a link in here to this one, to that one, where then we'll go in depth on every single thing made, and at least how they're looking with it on Unreal. I probably won't go through Painter and through Maya and through Sampler and use all the things I showed there. Generally, I don't even save my files from Sampler. I just export out my normal maps because that's what I use it for. I put an image in and then I export out a normal map. But that is it for this video in particular. Hope to see you there, and I hope you like the environment.